So one of the things about not having your own studio is we're doing this from our home, so we have some visitors, so we kind of got interrupted. But Ava, you were saying something about red flags.
Okay. I hope everyone knows what a red flag is and they're not a boomer and they know what a red flag is. Some red flags for me, I feel like, are lying, and like extreme amounts of toxicity, which for me, is like not being able to go outside, always having to write them. Like if you're not with them, you always have to like write them. Oh, I'm here at this time at like I feel like having space and like being able to like live different lives but like also be like together is really important because like if you're like always like constantly like together, always doing stuff together, I mean, like, I feel like you get really attached, and when you're not together, it becomes something toxic. Like, oh, who are you with? Where are you? This, that. Like, it's important to communicate, but I think also, like, when it's like too toxic and like, oh, you can't go outside. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you can't go out with your family. Oh, you have to do this. Like, I feel like you're a girl or you're a boy. Like, you can do whatever you want. Like that person is not your dad. They're not your mom. They shouldn't be telling you what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. Like do whatever you want. Um, Green flags are like when they go talk to your parents and when they like try and make a connection with your family, when they like try and like get to know you deeper and not like are not on top of you at every second of every single day.
That is so good. Such
Um,
good advice.
because I feel like that's a green flag that everyone should see because like if they didn't want to get to know you, they wouldn't be with your family. Like if they just wanted you for your body or for your money or for something, they wouldn't go talk to your family. So I think it's a really big green flag when guys or girls they like make a connection with your family and they get along with them and if your parents see something good in them, I think that's really really important.
That's good.
My parents' opinion, my dad and my mom's opinion, is very important to me um, when it comes to being with a person because, I mean, they're my parents.
Yeah.
And your parents almost know every single time when someone isn't for you. So if your parents are saying that person is not for you, they're probably not for you.
And not even in relationships, friendships.
Friendships,
Like they know everything. They have the feeling, and then you're just
They
like,
have
mom and dad,
the-
like stop. Like
they have
they're
the
my friends.
parental tingle
Yeah.
when they know someone is not good for you and when they know that.
Wow. Parental tingle. That's new. I've never heard that before.
I just made that up.
Oh.
It's like the Spider-Man tingle.
It's like the Spider-Man sense.
Yeah.
I have like a spiritual sense about people who are weird, especially
Okay,
in
yeah.
church and
Me
stuff.
too.
Like weirdos. But anyway,
Um,
sorry.
But for me, it's really important that my parents and my siblings get along with whoever I'm with. So,
So red flags are like control, like kind of like a controlling
yeah, controlling
guy or girl.
a liar.
Liar.
If they lie to you one time, they are capable of lying to you a lot of more times.
Also, when they blame you for everything.
Gaslighting. When they gaslight you, girl, run.
Like you do one
Girl,
simple
run,
thing
run.
and it's your fault, and they just make you feel like horrible and just like blame you for everything. Like how could you like you
The gaslighting.
you
It's
drink
the
something
gaslighting for me.
like I don't know, like you're drinking a soda. Don't answer them for 2 minutes. Like you
What
never
are you
respond to
doing?
me.
You never
You
respond to
never-
me. You hate me.
Just like the gaslight. Like what
Run.
are you doing?
Don't
That's
walk.
a red flag.
Don't walk. Run.
Guys, I didn't even know what gaslighting was till like a year and a half ago,
That's why
and I
you're
still
laughing.
yeah. So I was like, they're like, Dad, gaslighting is like this. I'm like, I still don't
He still doesn't
understand.
understand. But
Blaming, gaslighting, like making you feel bad. Oh my gosh, another red flag is when they talk down to you. Like saying like
oh my gosh, you're so dumb. You never do anything right.
you look fatter or like just like make comments to you that are like just looking down to you and
Because boys are immature until they're like 50 years old. So, like, look at my dad. He's so immature and he's 40. How old are you? 45?
45.
He's literally still immature. I don't know when he's gonna hit puberty, but hopefully it's soon.
I'm getting old though. I'm starting to lose my energy, but
Okay. Thank God.
But Ava, so okay, so lying, controlling, manipulating,
Gaslighting.
gaslighting. How about like putting like their burdens onto you, like such as like how where they come from, their struggles in family. Like how does that feel like
I
when they try to put
feel
that on you?
I feel like obviously, girl, run.
Don't walk, run,
guy,
girl.
walk. I mean, run.
Sprint.
Don't walk. Get out of there, girl. The other way. The other way. I've been in 2 relationships where that has happened, and I think that before getting to know, like before being somebody's girlfriend or boyfriend, I think it's important to understand their background and where they're from and their culture and everything in between, because like I don't know, I don't know how to say this, with people that have been from like neighborhoods that haven't been like,
Vulnerable.
yeah, they're not good neighborhoods, and I think that plays a big role because I grew up in a good neighborhood, and I have been surrounded by good people my whole entire life. Church people, people who are spiritually well and like
Mentally hell.
mentally well. Um, so for me, I think before getting into a relationship with somebody, like being someone's boyfriend or girlfriend or even wife or husband, I think it's important to understand their background and where they're from and like communicate with them before you get into a relationship, because like if you get into a relationship without understanding where they're from, what problems and things that they struggle with, they're going to take that into the relationship and they're going to be blaming stuff on you that has nothing to do with you. So I think also before getting into a relationship, like understand your limits, understand like their limits, what they're capable of doing, what you're capable of doing. Love yourself before getting into any relationship, like love who you are, love your family, love God, and make sure that the other person has the same exact limits and what do you call it? Priorities
Yeah.
as you, because I think that's really important before getting into a relationship, because they can bring stuff and traumas and other things into your relationship. And
Yeah, that's what I was saying, like
either
blaming.
yeah, either you or that other person, like they don't deserve to be blamed for things that happened to you in your past or things that happened with their family that has literally nothing to do with you. So know your limits, know when something is wrong and when something is right. Know when it's time to help somebody or to like have grace, but also know like when something is wrong and when you can be like, that's enough. Like you can't treat me like that just because you're going through something, because everybody's going through something. So I think that you just have to understand like your own emotions and your couple's emotion at the same time.
Do you think it's healthy to like get out of a relationship, go into and date somebody right away, and then date somebody right away? You already know my answers for that, but I want to ask you if that's something healthy.
I think that it depends. It depends on what you want from each person and what you want from each relationship. Like you could go from one relationship to another and it could be really bad for you. And it could be something that you just want to pass the time, you want to do this, you want to do that. But I don't think that it's healthy at all, because you need to give yourself time to heal and time to love what you have without having somebody else in your life.
Wow, that was perfect. Like I always tell
So
you, like if you're injure yourself, right, you got to heal your leg. Let's just say you injure your leg, and if you keep trying to walk on that leg, run on the leg, play soccer with that leg, and you never let it heal. That leg is gonna even be worse than what it was before. So like I think like it's the same thing with relationships. So you get heartbroken by a guy because of all the toxicity. I don't know if that's a word. It is. I think
yeah, it is. I said
um,
that earlier, so hopefully it is a word.
toxicity toxicity of that relationship into another relationship, then you're bringing that into there because you never got to heal from that. Then you jump to another guy, and then now you're bringing whatever from guy one to guy two into guy three. So you need to kind of heal, like what you said. I think you need to find yourself. I think you need to be happy with what you have without. Those are really good things that you said. And I think though, there's girls out there that are probably struggling with this that hopefully get to watch this one day. Other than our friends and the family who subscribed and liked, but hopefully girls really to understand, like, hey, Ava went through it. Maybe they can DM you. What's your Instagram one day?
I would love to
Yeah.
answer.
See,
and give you
she'd
advice.
answer all 500,000 of you guys. So even though she's going to school, she'd be busy. But I think that's really important to talk about this. Do you want to say something? So because you didn't want to give the mic to Taylor.
For you, what would your advice as a parent be? How do you think a kid should heal from relationships?
So
Because
from
obviously, sometimes it's not that serious. It's
yeah,
not that
yeah,
deep.
yeah.
So, what do you think? Like, do you think time? Do you think being with your family? Do you think like what would you?
Gotta stop.
No, in the middle of my question.
So that should have been our last interruption. But Ava was asking, as a parent, what would be great advice? Would it be time? What would it be to heal from when you break up with someone? For me, I'll tell you how I dealt with my breakups when I was 8. I was a late bloomer because I know.
He was ugly.
Yeah, not gonna lie.
No game.
Both.
No Riz.
Wow, this is like roast your dad.
Riz Elriz.
This is roast your dad podcast, not even parental guidance podcast.
L.
I took a lot of L's. Yep. So when I had a girlfriend, she was 16, I was 19, and she went to the Philippines. She was Filipina, and she started telling me that she went on a date with a girl, and a date with a
I
guy.
was about to say she was lesbian. That's how ugly you have to be.
Oh my
No,
god.
my bad. She went on a date with a guy, and I was like, why would you go on a date with a guy when you have a boyfriend? I couldn't
Yeah.
understand that because I was 19, so I was still young. I was like, it was so hurtful to hear her even say that. It was a long story. Her brother didn't like me at the time. We were best friends. He didn't want me to go out with his sister. Long story. But anyway, the point of the matter is, it's like when I broke up with her, I was so devastated. I was like, I don't ever want another girlfriend ever again because it's the hurt in my heart. I don't know how you felt when you felt that with your first boyfriend, but like it was a literal pain in my heart. Like I had a pain in my heart because she cheated on me. You know?
For me, when I broke up with my first boyfriend, it was more like betrayal. Like I felt.
So you're
betrayed.
mad?
Yeah, I was more like mad. Like I wasn't, because I think when we broke up, we were already like in a bad place. So it was already just kind of. It wasn't like, oh, we were good, and then out of nowhere we just broke up because we
Yeah.
were already bad. So
Okay.
for me, it wasn't like you like as traumatizing where you're like fine, and then like she leaves and she goes on a date with another person. It wasn't like that for me. So
I mean, she went on a date, but I don't know what else she did.
okay.
Dun
Yeah.
dun dun.
The music.
Yeah. So like for me, it was hurtful. So for me, I had to really heal from that. I remember it was summer, and my mom took me to like Maryland or DC, and I visited. I think you guys remember those guys, my relatives in DC. And I remember my mom let me drive, and I was just like so mad. And she was like, "Why are you so quiet? Why are you so mad?" I said nothing. She's like, "What's going on with you and your girlfriend?" I'm like, "I don't have a girlfriend no more." And she was like, "Sorry." She didn't really talk to me about it. She didn't say, "How are you?" She just said sorry, and that was it. I was like,
But did you try to like fill that void, that like that brokenness in
No,
your heart?
I
Like
was-
what did you do?
I'm a very like scorned person. So like if you scorn me, it's gonna be a long time for me to like kind of like not only just like the person like that race. It was like the female sex to me was dead. It was like you're dead to me. Like I don't want to be with a girl ever because it was so hurtful.
So
But
you were just like angry more.
it was anger because of a betrayal because it was like we were good. It wasn't like bad, and then like all of a sudden you're going on a date with another guy. Like why? Like I don't understand
Yeah.
why. And I know why because you don't think I was gonna find out because it was in the Philippines. Like
Yeah, but why did she tell you?
she told me
That's
because
so out of pocket.
no. So the story was she thought her brother was gonna tell me because her brother knew that her brother didn't want us to be together. So she
Oh.
thought. So she said. So she wanted to kind of like
So
go
she-
in
okay.
front of it before it
Yeah.
got too crazy. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that. I'm trying to talk about like what happened when I broke up. So like we broke up, and then I was like kind of like in this like zone of like I don't care about women, I don't really care, I don't want to be with nobody, and I would just spend time with my mom and I spent time with my family in DC, Virginia area, and that's how I healed, I think. And then I don't think I got another girlfriend after that for a long time, right? Like 2, 3. I was with girls, but like I didn't have like a new. I was kind of scared with a new relationship.
So how do you think you should like handle it?
So for me, I think taking time. I think taking time to find yourself. I don't know if that's reading books. I don't know if that's painting. I don't know if that's working out. Take time to really build yourself. Go to school, learn a trade, work on your career. Once you do a breakup, because number one, if you go jump right in, I think that's just more damaging because you still have, like Eva said earlier, and I always tell her, like, you haven't healed from the last one. You need to heal. You need to kind of just gather your thoughts, gather your mind, gather what happened, kind of assess things. Why did this? Was this really my fault? Was it really my fault? Because a lot of times you keep thinking like everything was my fault. Everything was my fault, right? Self inflicting pain all the time, like, you know.
So how do you think you know when you're healed?
I don't think
Like what do you think are the signs?
I think for me, when I started feeling like I was happy again, like without a girl, like a girl didn't make me happy. I was happy because I was just happy. I was happy to be with my friends, happy with my mom, my two brothers who lived with me at the time. I think that's when I was like, oh, I'm good. I'm not like thinking about her. I'm not thinking about a girlfriend. I'm not thinking about the pain. For me, I thought that was, as a kid, healed. I mean, I've been married 18 years, so I don't know how to give you any adult thing, you know. Thank God for such a great wife like, as mine. Love you, babe.
So sweet.
So, so for me, like as a kid, being 19 years old, because I was like your age, I really realized that like I had to work on myself and kind of just be happy, play basketball with my friends, hang out at the mall. That's what I did. I was lazy, so I didn't work.
Yeah, and I feel like what you're saying, like yeah, take time because I feel like when someone like gets out of a relationship, like there's like that emptiness in that person, and you just like try to fill it with other people doing other
That's what I'm
stuff.
saying.
So it's like take time to like
Find who you are.
yeah to find who you are and not like try to fill that with other people to make you feel better to make you forget that person. You know what I mean?
What advice would you give to someone who just broke up with somebody, but let's say they're fine, and then somebody that they like, or that they want to have a relationship with, or I don't know, they see a possible opportunity, and what advice would you give there?
For me, I would say take your time. Just be friends first. For me, what I learned as an adult. I didn't learn this as a kid. Is like when you're a kid, you just want to kiss. When I was younger, have
Okay.
sex,
Okay,
touch.
But you had no game, so
Yeah, that's true. No,
absolute
I
zero
want
riz.
girls like me. Hey,
No riz.
if you like
No,
me
no,
when
no,
you're in
no.
high school, let me know.
Zero riz. Zero.
I did have.
riz.
I
he
had
wants
zero
the girls
games,
from the
zero risk.
from his high school to comment. Just don't. You'll put
No,
it
no.
on.
If you like
we
me
know
because I was
you
cute
don't.
and I was
we
nice,
we know.
I was cute and nice. But
Just because he was funny.
We
I was
know-
funny. I was
we
very
know
funny.
he had
I was so
Elvis.
funny.
Guys.
For me, like I learned this as an adult. It's better to have a mental and spiritual connection that goes deeper than a sexual connection. I was telling this to somebody the other day. You can pay for sex. You can pay for touching. You can pay for somebody to massage you. You can pay for like physical stuff, but you can't pay for somebody to get deeply connected with you in a where it's like so beautiful. It's like me and your mom are so connected because she knows my inner being. Like she knows what I don't like to eat. She knows what makes me happy with books. She knows how I like to dress. She knows what kind of colognes I wear. She knows what team I love and what I root for. She knows what makes me sad. She knows what I feel weak in. She knows how I feel so kind of like self-conscious about. She knows how I feel so confident about.
Yeah, but like I feel like there's people that say that if you don't have a sexual connection, like they're not gonna want to be with that person.
No,
Like
no. Like, so let me finish. Like, I'm not done yet. So of course you have to be attracted to the person. But what I'm saying is, once you take it to the physicality, there's no more up from that. That's like a bonus. Like that's why God gave sex to a man and a woman married, because that's like the bonus. That's like for me, like that's the bonus. You know, like when I tell some like you young people get to know somebody first, it's so much better because then you could like I always tell your mom this story. There was somebody in high school. I'm not gonna name names. I'm not gonna name drop. But she was Filipina.
Please don't.
She was beautiful. Like for me, I thought she was so beautiful.
if you're watching this video, no comment.
And then all of a sudden I got to know her like personality. It was not so great. And then it made me think that she was ugly physically. It was weird. It was like, oh, I think she's ugly.
That has happened so many times.
So
to
you
me.
guys too,
Yeah.
right?
Definitely.
Right? So for me, it's like it's better to know somebody first. Of course, you're gonna like somebody. You want to know somebody who you think is attractive. But once you start kissing and touching and doing all this crazy sexual stuff, it kind of goes downhill if you don't have a connection after that. Because then
It's just like
it's only
just all that.
sex.
Yeah, it's only sex and it's only touching, it's only kissing, it's only like those things that you think are great, but like there's no like me and your mom are so connected because of the way we laugh, the way we joke, the way we are. You know, like we're so funny. We like the way I joke around with her. I love it. Like you know, I call her my viejita.
You always bully her.
Yeah. So it's like to me, it's like you when you find someone like that. But me and your mom were like that even before you guys were born. Like me and your mom were always joking around, having fun, going on roller skate dates, and she ripping her shirt in the back because she didn't know how to skate, and me tripping trying to show off. Like and she would just laugh at me. So like that to me is more. I would tell that person, take your time, be friends. And I told that person is gonna like you even more because she felt a connection with you. And if she doesn't, then that means you're not really good. I'm a good match. Like why are we dating, right? Like there should be like godly purpose dating. Like it's not just to have sex. It's not just to have
I
touch.
agree.
You know, like
I
it should be
feel
like, don't you want to have a future with somebody?
Yeah, I feel like people should date to marry.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's the only thing that makes sense. Why
Yeah.
would you have a boyfriend for 3 years
Yeah.
and not get married to
Yeah.
him?
Because then you're just having either sex, which is a sin. Let me preach for a minute.
Okay.
If you're not married, number two, it's just you're wasting time because then where is it going to
Yeah.
lead to?
Yeah.
You know?
I think talking about your future with somebody first before getting with them, like into a relationship with them, is important because, like, I personally date to have a future with somebody, to be with them for a long time. Like every boyfriend that I've ever had, I've been with them for more than a year.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I see a future. Obviously, that didn't turn out very well for me, but I feel like I've seen a future and I wanted something more, and it just hasn't really worked out well for me.
What advice can you give me that I'm 14 and it's like I'm not never gonna find a boy that's gonna want me to marry me?
No, so look, listen, this we were gonna go to you next anyway. So thank you, Ava. That was really insightful. I think a lot of girls are gonna be blessed with that. A lot of hopefully teenage boys are gonna be blessed with that. Parents are gonna be blessed with that. Let's go to Taylor. So with Ava and Taylor, like Ava, I'll never forget when I started seeing you and your boyfriend kissing, it was like ew.
Oh, I'm not.
And I was
even-
like, but for you, I don't know. I didn't feel it as much with Taylor because I think Taylor was such a little girl, and I think we were so busy. Like you went from
Yeah.
girl to like teenager, like almost woman in like overnight. With Taylor, I don't know. I feel like I saw it more with like I was telling you this the other day. Like you used to sit on my lap and be like Danny, and all of a sudden you like. I remember we lived in Laureles, and I was like, you hate me. I was like, I feel like Taylor,
I never hated my dad.
I felt like Taylor hated me. But she loved boys more. So like you were still you. That's when we're talking about puberty. Like this episode is about puberty, relationships, red flags, right? That's what we're gonna probably name it. So with you, Taylor, it was like, where did my little girl go? So as a parent, and all these parents can relate, it's like you see your little girl to like, oh my gosh, she wants to dress like that, and she's growing boobs, and now she wants to like go on dates with boys or like boys or talk to boys. Especially like we're from we work in the community where we work where there's a lot of boys that love you guys that are like your fan clubs. They're rizzers. They're professional rizzers.
No, Elriz.
Elriz all the time.
What's
all the
Elriz?
time. Gen A.
Exactly. That's why it's
BC.
Good. This is a good. You get to get what am I again? Gen Y or Gen Z?
X.
No, is there an
Gen
X?
X.
Oh yeah.
But I say Gen A because he's ancient.
Yeah.
BC before Christ.
So Elriz, right? So you have your Elrizers, but like for you, Taylor, I remember like I was like, oh my gosh, my little girl's gone. Like she's not the same. But for me, I remember when you brought a boy here to this apartment, it was from UPB.
Yo,
And
okay,
I
don't
remember-
say names
I'm
though.
not gonna say names, but like I remember he had your hand and he was like going like this, and I was like, what the?
That was the first time my parents like actually saw because someone from the commune. Okay, name dropping. He's not gonna understand this, but like we never did. We would only hold hands. That was the only thing, and you guys didn't really care about it.
Yeah, which was weird because you guys weren't even going out. But anyway, so like
We
for
were.
me, my advice for you. But first, let me talk about my feelings. I need to talk about my feelings.
How did
Like,
you feel when you like
it was so
felt that I
sad
was
because
growing up?
of course, Maddie was already deep in dating, and
Yeah.
Ava just was going on dating, and I was like, I really don't have any more like girl kids. So it was like on top of Ava, and then I saw you kind of like going through that stage. I was like, man, I'm really sad. Like I'm getting old. My kids are
Yeah.
getting old. But I think now in this season, you are boy crazy, but you're not so boy crazy at the same time.
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah, whatever. Boys, yeah, I'm used to it.
Boys,
Boys.
Elriz,
Boys.
everybody.
I think,
I think she's so used to it because everyone likes her. Like,
No, okay.
I mean,
She's
Ava
never-
too.
she's never been what do you call that? Rejected. Only a few times. So
Really? And that's only probably because of age.
What do you mean?
age ain't nothing but a number.
Pastor Jeff always
No, I
sings that
think
song
it's
with
because-
Aaliyah.
I don't like beg anybody. If you don't want to be with me, don't be. You don't want to talk to me, don't talk to me.
All right,
Why are you
girl.
laughing? Like, and also I always like say like, you never need to go and find love. Like love comes to you.
All right.
So
All right, poetic justice over here. So, okay, so Taylor, so not having a boyfriend, seeing your two sisters have boyfriends, how does that make you feel?
sad.
And sad, why?
Sad because I just want a boyfriend. not because of that. It's just because like just seeing them and like just wanting the same thing, and just like nobody like wants anything serious with me. Like, and because I'm younger, like you're never gonna find a boy that actually wants to be with like meet your family, like get married. You're never gonna find that 14 years old. So it's like always like wanting what my sisters have with their boyfriend and stuff. So it's like I'm happy for them, obviously, but like at the same time, it's like
Yeah, you're
I want the
14.
same thing.
Slow your roll, girl. Shoot.
yeah, it's like I'm 14, but like I've seen them with boys, and like I want the same thing. You know what I mean?
Maybe you want to get married at 14?
No,
Baby wants to get married at
Bro,
14.
you're 14.
just like somebody that doesn't want me because like my physical attract, like
Of course,
Know
but
what I
that's
mean?
but that's why we're talking about puberty, right? Like, so as a boy, if I was 14 and I saw like a pretty girl, of course that's what I was thinking about.
yeah,
You're
but
not
like
thinking about deep physical connection, like what I was talking
but
about.
I am though. That's the thing.
But girls are more mature at this level.
I
this
literally
age.
said earlier in the episode, boys do not mature until they're 50 years old.
Yeah, was that this episode or last episode?
No, I think it's this episode I
Oh.
said it.
Yeah, that's so
They
true.
do
Like,
not mature
like,
until
like
they're
mentally.
very, very much older.
So like they want
So-
physical stuff. Like
Yeah.
that's just their hormones. That's their like, you know,
It's
their
just how a man
testosterone.
was born. Like a man is just like that. Like they're always like just like
You could
little
say it.
pigs.
Starts with an H. Ends with a
Ends
Y.
with a corn.
It's with corny like my dad.
Why are you roasting
I don't
yourself?
know. But for me, it was just really hard to see both you and Ava. After I saw Maddie was really tough because I was like, she was the first. So I was like,
You didn't know how to handle it.
I really didn't know, and I was very like stressed about life, stressed about a lot of things. I didn't know how to handle my stress. I was younger. I had less patience. So I really made a mistake with Maddie, and Maddie, I always tell you this. I'm sorry. I told you I wasn't perfect, but you learn from your mistakes as a parent, you know, and that's why we're doing this podcast. And you know, I think for me, you have to be patient with your kids. They're not perfect. They're just like you. They're not perfect, and they're gonna make mistakes. Sometimes you got to let them make their mistakes. Sometimes you got to give them advice and say, let's see what they do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I do that with Ava still. I do that with you. Caleb, he's a little crazy, but yeah, he doesn't really have.
He's not mature yet.
Yeah, but like even when
No puberty.
even when I tell Maddie the same
Still has 50 years to mature.
thing.
So
But you know, like just I think we have to just be patient with our kids. Parents out there, just be patient with your kids. They're growing, they're learning. I think you just gotta kind of navigate it, but always like what you talked about last episode, communication, talk about things. Like this is really good that you guys are asking me questions. I'm asking you guys questions. So
I also wanted to say, like when all that attention from the boys from the commune, I feel like I don't know. It was just because like I wanted attention, and you would tell me like me and your mom give you all this attention, and like why do you want this? I didn't even understand why. But I think it's because my hormones too. I was going through puberty. It's not like because I want boys all over me. And like I think that you guys just like think that I want it because I don't get enough attention, which is not true.
That's a very good point. I think I remember saying that to you once.
Yeah,
and I was so
like-
mad at you because I was like, why do you want to dress like that there? Why do you want to talk to all these kids? It is puberty. That's what it is. It's just puberty. I think you're getting older. You're gonna be 15 soon, in 2 months, and so I think like that's a very good point to all the people watching. Like, your kids are gonna want attention. It's not only attention from your parents, but attention from other people, guys, friends, boys, friends, like just even teacher. Sometimes I think you guys even want your attention from your teachers back in the days. Like, you would like it if your teacher like said, "Hey, good job, Ava."
Yeah, all the time.
Mr. Marino, let's your name
I
drop.
used to love my.
Same job.
Hopefully, Mr. Marino sees this. I love him so much. He was the best teacher ever.
He was cool. I love Mr. Marino.
I
too.
love making relationships with my teachers. I think it's so important, and it feels like special. It's like more special than a friendship, because I feel like you're learning from them, and they're like teaching you everything that they know. So I think that's sweet.
But that's the attention that we're talking about. Like, you want. I think people just like attention. People want to be heard, seen, loved, hugged, talked to. Like, who doesn't?
Yeah.
If you don't, like, you might as well just be a plant.
It's so
Be a chia pet. Like,
it's so normal to want attention. So I feel like I don't see it as anything bad unless it gets like too like excessive,
overly,
where you can't live without someone giving you attention, because you can live without someone touching you or kissing you or whatever. So I think that you have to be like happy like with yourself, and like find happiness with yourself without other people like always on top of you and always like touching you, hugging you, doing whatever, hanging out.
cool. So, do we have any other afterthought comments before we close out the episode? Anything that you want to say to the world
No, I don't think so. Do you, Eva?
besides making fun of your father?
Way too cringy this episode. Like me asking Elriz, which I'm sure parents that you're watching, you don't understand either.
Yeah, exactly.
He knows what L means and he knows what Riz means, so I don't know why you couldn't put the two
I don't
together.
know. I thought L was like ELL. I don't know.
ELL? What is that?
What
L?
But this was a really, really good talk. I mean, we talked about puberty, relationship, red flags, green flags. I didn't even know green flags existed. I just only was taught red flags. But if you guys have any comments, questions, put it down on the comments box. Subscribe, like. We are so grateful that you guys are watching. I think this is the last two episodes have been so much fun to make.
Yeah.
You know, so like
Whatever you guys want us to talk about, subscribe, comment,
Yeah.
write us, DM us, so
Right?
that we can talk about it.
What else?
Yes. Also, sorry for all the interruptions. We'll try to
Do it right now.
yeah, better mics, not
Hopefully,
these ghetto-
after the second episode, we have better mics
these little mics,
and better cameras.
like passing it. Like, look at this. Look at this. Do you not see this right now?
He's like a
And
beggar.
then Ava just like snatches it from me. Like, give me my own mic.
Okay, I'm done.
Thank you guys for watching Parental Guidance with the
Thank
Baes
you.
fam. We love you guys.
Love you
Like,
guys.
Love you
subscribe,
guys.
share. Thank you guys for watching. We love you guys. Peace out.
Bye.
Peace out.
Hey guys,